This is the Audi A3 3-door hatchback. The car comes with rear parking sensors and the lights can be upgraded to xenon and LED. Moving over to the driver's side, you have a central control which controls the entertainment system on the screen on the dash. You also have climate control and a small screen in between the dials for your speedometer. The back seat can hold up to 3, although not very comfortable, and has quite a bit of storage space, including 2 cup holders. The central unit gives out hot air and cool air, as well as underneath the seats. The boot has quite a lot of space and a space saver tire which fits in there comfortably. The seats in the back can be folded almost all the way flat, giving you a 1-to-2 divide.
Getting into the back seat of the Audi A3 is a bit of a challenge. However, move the seats back a little bit, sit up a little bit. It's a bit tight, it's a little bit claustrophobic, I'll give them that. The seat in front of me is where I normally drive and how I normally sit when I drive. So you haven't got the most legroom in the world because I drive quite low. There isn't much space for your feet to go, for your knees to go. However, if you just sort of move your feet back a little bit, you got enough room here for a short journey. For a longer journey, I wouldn't advise it. You'll probably take a few stops on the way, but for a short journey, it's perfectly fine. The middle seat, there isn't, because you've got a particular pillar here, because you've got this in the middle. The middle seat isn't actually. Oh, let's try to get into that. You haven't got very much leg room in the middle seat without having to sort of go into the other 2 seats here. So the middle seat will definitely be a no-no. 3 people in the back will definitely be a big no-no. 2 people, 2 adults are fine. 3 adults or even 2 adults and a child in the middle, I think will be extremely uncomfortable. Inside of the driver's seat of the Audi A3 is a whole different story in comparison to the rear seat, of course. You're actually, for a small hatchback, you actually have a lot of space in the front. You have the central console, which is not crowded at all. I think it's perfect for what it is, which controls this really awesome little screen that pops out from the dash. Look at that. There you go. The central control here controls the screen. You have everything from navigation. You have a sat nav to your media player, your phone, your radio, telephone. You can literally control everything from here, which makes it, literally 6 or 7 buttons that you have here is more than sufficient. You also have a lot of storage in this car. For such a small car, you have quite a lot of space. You can fit quite comfortably 2 bottles here, 2 big bottles of water. Well, 1 big one that will come up to approximately here, and you can fit another small one here. You have a little bit of space in your glove box, not that much, just enough for your essentials. You have 2 bottle cup holders here, and here, this bit here is actually where I rest my phone. So when I'm driving, plop that like that, and that's where my phone goes. You have a 12-volt cigarette lighter, if you want to call it that, there. But you also have your armrest here, which you can actually select different heights for. So when you're driving, it's however you're more comfortable. But in there, you have the entertainment unit connection. I keep all my chargers and everything in there, my keys, my essentials in there as well. So, how does the Audi A3 drive? You have different drive selects in this version of the car. You have efficiency, which is supposed to conserve fuel. You have comfort, which is supposed to soften the suspension, so when you go over bumps you feel them a little bit less. It also softens the steering, so it becomes, you can steer with just your pinky finger, which is actually quite pleasant. You then have automatic, which is apparently supposed to read the way you are driving and set the car to the way, to reflect the way you're handling, but I've had it there a couple of days. I don't really know the difference. If anybody does know, please do let me know. I'll be more than I'm actually super curious as to what that actually does. And then you have dynamic, which is probably my favorite one. It creates a quicker response to the throttle, and also stiffens the steering, stiffens the suspension a little bit, and really does make the car go super fast. Let's take it for a little drive. Yes, there we go. Whoa. Yep. Suspension is very tight on this right now, but she does go, I'll give her that. Now, before making my decision and buying the Audi A3, I had a look at its two closest competitors, which is obviously the BMW 1 Series and the Mercedes A-Class. Both of them are really good cars in their own unique way. Obviously, the BMW, in my opinion, is the best one to drive. In, you know, the driving enthusiasts. In my opinion, the best handling, the best accelerating, but the internals of the vehicle is, for me, what let it down. The Mercedes, on the other hand, lovely interiors, looks beautiful, looks great. However, the drive is what let, for me, in my opinion, the Mercedes A-Class down. Whereas the Audi, in my personal opinion, is a perfect mix between the both. It has great handling, in my opinion. It takes corners very, very well for it being a three-door hatchback. And the acceleration, I must admit, is nothing too short of the one that you get in the BMW 1 Series. I mean, it does pick up speed really, really quickly, and you can feel it. When you put it on comfort mode and efficiency mode, it takes a little bit longer for it to actually pick up speed. Not to say that obviously it can't get to the speed. Of course it does. It just takes a little bit longer. When I put it in dynamic mode, God, you put your foot down and the car's going. Obviously, the car is a 2-litre TDI. Oh. It is a 2-litre TDI and does have 150 brake horsepower. So it's not the strongest car in the world. Let's take it onto the dual. Is it dual? Yeah, the dual carriageway now. To see how it goes. Right, let me slow down a little bit. This car, in terms of fuel efficiency as well, when you're driving on the motorway and driving properly, you know, not accelerating, not revving the car like a little plum, it says it'll give you approximately, you're looking at, let me look at it now. Right now, the way I'm driving it is telling me I'm doing approximately 4 to 5 miles to the gallon, but that's because I'm revving the car quite a lot. Normally, when I'm driving in the motorway and I have it on 6th gear, cruising around about 70 miles an hour, you're looking at approximately 60 miles to the gallon, which is fantastic numbers. In a city driving, you're looking at approximately 35 to 45 miles to the gallon. One of the first things I did when I bought this car was I actually went to Germany with my family, and I went to the Autobahn, of course, because I wanted to see really how fast this car can actually go and how, well, what's the highest speed that I can actually get this vehicle to. Now, it says that this car would hit a maximum speed, will top out at 147 miles per hour. Now, I'm going to put the video up now so you guys can see how fast I actually went. Right guys, so as you can see from that video, I got the car up to about 140 miles an hour. I actually managed to go 144 on my way back. For anybody who's looking for their next car, for their new car, if you're a first-time driver, I will have to say that I do sincerely believe that an Audi A3 is a car that you will not be disappointed with. I mean, acceleration power is beautiful. What was that speed? camera? No, good. Well, I wasn't speeding anyways, but yes. Acceleration power in the vehicle is very, very strong. The handling is not as sharp as you may want it to be sometimes, but it's very, very good nonetheless. So that was my review of my Audi A3. Overall, I think it is a great vehicle to have. I give it a 4 out of 5 because there's things that it could be better in, but overall it's a very, very nice car. You have a very luxury feel to it, as well as a very, very sporty feel to the drive. So this is why I think it is the perfect car if you are looking to start your driving life and you're looking to buy your first car. This is definitely the car that I think would be a good contender, depending on your price, depending on your budget, depending on what exactly you're looking for. But if you're looking for a small hatchbacky car, I would definitely suggest looking at the Audi A3. You can get them in a 3-door hatchback, 5-door hatchback, or you can get them in a 4-door saloon. There's various different sort of models of cars you can get, and they all have pretty much the identical luxury feel to them and the identical luxury look to them. So guys, my name is Heinz, I am from Car Curious. I will be making another review next week and the following week, and so on and so on. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, guys, give me a like, give it a subscribe. I've got various other videos coming up next, and obviously, as always, I welcome any suggestions, any car you wish me to have a look at internally, externally, reviews, etc. Drop me a comment below. Hopefully, guys, I'll see you next week. All the best, take care.